The next will be the science camp. It's called the We Doing Science Camp in our school. Right. So when you're teaching plants, we actually divide the science camp into 3 different levels. So we have earth science, physical science, and life science. So of course we have different levels. So we actually talked about the plants. So over here you can see like how they do the experiment about the plants. And teachers can take out to the field trip because it was in the summer. So when the weather is good, we would always encourage the teachers to take the student out to go for a field trip. So we went to the park and traced the tree trunk and things like that. Kids really have fun. And in class, we will always use the real flowers, real plants to make the lesson look more real. We don't always talk about the pictures only, but the real plants and real things, real soil. And here you can see like it's the worms. Even students feel that it's really yucky, but they still can't stop watching it. Okay, then after that, they took the notes in their journal. So they know the purpose and they know what they need to prepare for the experiment or what they learned from the science class. Okay, that's another slide from the class. Like this is the bird feeder from arts and craft. Like you can always link your science camp to arts and craft to cooking. You know, it's just make it interesting. Okay, and when it comes to the physical science, we took the students to the Science Education Center, and it really helped a lot. So we're so lucky we have so many places to go in Taipei. Yeah. Can you recognize where it is? It's the 小叮当科学游乐园 in Hsinchu. Alright. So yeah, we took them around in the field trip. We're so lucky that we have the eclipse this year. So it was actually in the science camp as well. So teachers start to brainstorm with the students how they can observe, how can they watch the eclipse. So they come up with different ways, but the teachers always have to remind them like of the safety of watching it. So over here, it actually is the reflection from the telescope. Okay. And when we talk about the dinosaurs, we actually brought them to 时尚化石博物馆. Have you been there before? It's closed now because they are renovating. And that place is really cool because you can touch the real dinosaur food. And also the rocks from the space, the meteorite. Okay. Yeah. And the fun part that we took them to the 3D cinema. So you can see they're trying to catch the flying birds over here, and then do the exercise with the friends in the screen. That's a cool place to go to. Okay, and this is how our journal looks like. So kids can take notes, and first of all, we will tell them what they need and what's the purpose of it, so they can have the records in their book. Okay. So in science camp, we try to teach the kids science in English. And maybe some of them already learned that in their elementary school. Some of them find it maybe it's really helping because they've learned this lesson before and now comes in English, then it's kind of review for them. And you can always hear that, whoa, that's the one. Okay, I learned this in elementary school before. Yeah. Okay. This is the reading club, and I'm going to talk about the reading club with booklets. Actually, this year we brought in the scholarship booklets, which is the ebook system if you go to Mark Raymond's workshop. Yeah. So we actually planned the lesson plan at the very beginning, and In the reading club before, we always ask the students to buy some books, the storybooks that we are using in class. And also, if that is for extension, we can only use the slides from the computer. But this year, we're so lucky that we have the ebook system. So first of all, in class, we would always ask them to study the vocabulary. So you can see that teachers ask the students to write down the vocabulary and draw the picture. So it's a really good, it can help them with memorizing the vocabulary, what the meaning is. You can see if students understood that or not. Okay, and this is the classroom posters that you can put down all the ideas on the poster, so it can be a good decoration in your classroom as well. Then when we talk about the story inch by inch, then of course the inch one we're measuring everything. So the teachers start to tell them how can they measure the building, or how they can measure like by worms. Okay. And when they study about ants, when there was a story about ants, they can observe the ants and do a really good artwork about ants. Don, you're on the screen. Hi, that's our teacher in our school. And when you talk about weathers, you can make the snow globe. Okay, like when you talk about winter and things like that. Okay, when it comes to the tiny seed from aerosol, you can actually make a portfolio with the seed, or you can have the discussion or the comparison on whiteboard. Okay, this flow is it's all about recycling, and it actually comes with the story called Joseph Has a Little Overcoat. Yeah, and because Joseph keeps cutting his jacket off and making it into something else, so that brings the kids a very good idea of you can make something out of nothing. So this is how we come up with different recycling signs thing on the bulletin board, and they really enjoy making that. Okay, and you see the little worm over here, that's our inchworm. Okay, teachers made it out of the tissue paper or recycling paper, see what they can use in class. And this is how they, this is one of the things that they are doing in the book flake. So kids sit in front of the screen, and the teachers can switch read the stories with the computer in the back of the classroom. And we are so lucky this year that did anyone go to this show? It's the Children Festival, Art Festival in Taipei. And it actually has the Leo Leone's inch by inch stories in this show. So we're so lucky we get to see the show, and they make really beautiful puppets. So kids had a really deep impression about it. And when we talk about the story called James and the Giant Peach, actually the teachers make it really fun and interesting, and also they made the book report about it. So they can always talk about if they like the story or they like the characters in the story, and then they can always do the summary of the story. Okay, and here, because it comes from Madeline, so Madeline thinks blah 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 blah. See how much she likes the story. So in our reading club, the parents always require, like every year, like you must have reading club, because in this club, like we can always encourage kids to read a lot of storybooks. And in our ebook, there's a lot of extension. If you talk about inch by inch, Then we talk about like nonfiction and fiction. Then you link to how to measure things, and then it links to the science part. So it was really fun camp for us. So that's why it becomes our regular class at CAS. Okay, so yeah, I've done my part, and I will pass it to Daisy. Okay, Daisy will tell you